Hey guys, in today's video I'll be showing you three really cool and fun looks. The first one is a sleek cross braid. The second one is a double braided sleek mohawk. And the third one is a braided spiral mohawk. Anyway, if you're interested in finding out more how I get these looks, please stay tuned and keep watching. So the first thing I do is take my hair down and start to section it out. You'll see me grab a teasing comb, which is something I typically like to use when I'm sectioning out my hair. So I start to section it, and I also use this Batiste, and I hope that's how you sound it out. But anyway, it's a dry shampoo. I'm using it so that I can add some texture to my hair. I'll be doing a braid, kind of a loose braid, so dry shampoo really helps for this look. You can also use hairspray that can help add some texture. And then when I create a side piece, I bring that section all the way back to the back of my neck. And then I take a hair tie and I take the other piece, the thicker piece of the section, and I tie it off with a hair tie. And then what I start to do here is I start the process for cross braiding. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take a very thin section of the front and you're going to comb it down just to make it as straight as possible. You start to see me do it here. And then I split it in two pieces. And then once I've split it in two, I'll take the piece that's closer to my ear and then I will cross it over to the other side. So you start to see me do the cross here. And then I take a third piece and I take the edge of my thinning comb and I take a very thin slice and I pull it upwards. You see me do it here. And then I take that third piece and I put it in between the two strands that I've crossed. And I'm moving that third piece through. Oops, I'm showing you there. I'm trying to think, okay, what's the best way to do it? So I put it in between and I pull that third piece over and I pull it over to the other side. Then I take those two strands and I do another cross, and that way you're locking the third piece that you pushed all the way over in place. And that's the basic steps for how you do a cross braid. So I'm doing this again. Taking a very thin slice of hair, pulling it up toward the top, and then I'm looking where those two braids are, and I'm crossing it. I'm actually putting it in between the two braids. You see me do it here, tuck it under, pull it over to the side, and then I take those two braids and I cross them again to lock that third braid that I just moved over in place. And then here I take a sectioning clip just to hold it in place, so that braid that I've crossed over doesn't move. And then I just repeat the steps and you'll start to see me do that all the way over until I get to almost the back. And so here I come up closer to the camera. I just really wanted to show you what it looked like kind of up close. As you can see, I've gotten to the middle of my head, and then what I start to do is I'm just trying to show you the process. So every time I pull a slice over, I am clipping it. So I'm taking two clips now just to make sure it doesn't get mixed up with the strands that I'm currently working with. And I'm just kind of resuming all the way until I get almost to the back of my head, but not all the way through. Once I get to a spot I'd like to stop at, which is kind of at the top, at the back, I take a bobby pin to secure the braid in place. Now if you want, you can go all the way back to the back of your head, but because I'm doing a mohawk style, and I will show you kind of later in the later looks, I just wanted to stop right there because I will use the rest of my hair in the back as part of some of the other looks. But if you wanted to just keep it this way, you can go all the way to the back. I start to kind of fluff my hair out here and I show you the one-sided look. So if you wanted to keep this look as is, it's a really cool, sleek, kind of awesome, edgy look. You could definitely keep it like this. I start to tease it out a little bit at the top just to give it a little more volume on that side. And so what I do is tease it a little bit, tease it back a little bit, and then I smooth it out by just taking the teasing comb and then smoothing it out just as you see me do it here. So just kind of working the look a little bit, trying to see how you want it to be, how you want it to look, fluff it out a little bit. You can add hairspray. I just do a little bit more teasing. As you can see, it gives it more lift and it just gives it a nice kind of even look. Again, I'm using hairspray here, and yeah, this is the final look here. I really like how it turned out, and this is the first look, the sleek cross braid. For this next look, you're really going to repeat the same steps that you did on the right side to the left. So I take a piece, as you can see me do here, I take a piece and I section it out. I move it over to the other side, and I'm going to section it out just like I did before, all the way down into the back of my head. And I'll do the exact same thing so that I can get the same look on the opposite side, and you'll just see me do the same thing here, and I'll achieve the same look. So on this side, I decided to use flat clips instead of section clips to hold the pieces that I pull through in place. They are much smaller and they seem to have a better grip. So you'll see that I switched it up and I used flat clips, but really section clips could do the same thing. I would just tie it down individually as I pull the strand through, and you'll start to see me do it all the way through here. And so once I finish the braid on both sides here, I kind of take the Mohawk section, I'm kind of figuring out my bangs. I also pin it back here, so I'm just trying to figure out how my bangs are going to lay. I really love thin bangs because you can really make it fit with any look and just make it look flawless. But I start to pin different sections where I start to feel the pieces fall a little bit. I also use some hairspray to hold my bangs in place, kind of comb it through. And this is really the final look for the second look. I really love how it turned out. It looks very edgy. There's a little bit of curl that I've had in my hair. And this is the second look, the double braided sleek Mohawk. And so for the third and final look, I wanted to give it more of an updo look. And so what I decided to do was take my 1-inch tapered Hot Tools curling iron, which I really love for tight curls, and just go throughout the Mohawk section and just add some curl. So you'll start to see me do that here. As with any of us with thick, curly, wavy, frizzy hair, it takes a while to get through it. So it took me a good, I'd say 10 minutes just to get through each strand at the top. And once I get to all the pieces, you'll see some nice curls really just kind of flopping around everywhere. But what you start to do then is just piecing out your hair where you want it to be. You can start adding bobby pins, holding it in if you want the curls to kind of lay off a little bit off the hair and just kind of droop down, that'd be fine. You start to see me sectioning each curl just so that it looks more defined. And as you can see, I've pinned it all kind of in place. Some places I want it to kind of droop and fall. And here is the final look for the braided spiral Mohawk. There's a couple shots of it that I show the back a little bit more. It's awesome how it kind of really shows the mohawk, that everything's sleek on both sides, but on the top it's really voluminous. Thanks again for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and visit me on Instagram at oc.rae, R-A-E. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!